We've been in this series called When Love Speaks, and we're looking at the 7 last words of Jesus on the cross as we move up toward Easter. Now, the first 3 words that Jesus says from the cross, hanging on the cross, are all about other people. And the last 4 words are all about himself and what he came to do and what he's going through on the cross. Now, if you missed the first 2 messages, I want you to go listen to them, because the first word from the cross is the word of forgiveness. Father, forgive them, for they don't know what they're doing. And he talks about how we have forgiveness in him. And then the second word from the cross we looked at last week was the word of assurance, which is, I assure you today you'll be with me in paradise. And we talked about how can you know for certain you're going to heaven when you die? What is the minimum you need to know? And if there's any message you need to hear that one. You can get it on the internet, or you can pick up a CD to know the most important thing in life. Now, this week we're going to look at what I call the word of love. And Jesus says this word to his mother, Mary, who's standing at the foot of the cross, and to his best friend, John, the disciple. Now, let me explain the scene. Jesus has been up all night. He went through 6 trials, 3 religious trials, 3 Roman trials, all of them which were illegal, because it was illegal to have a trial at night. So it's just a ham-hocked court. They're just, railroading him to the crucifixion. After those trials, they beat him, they spit on him, and they scourged him. Now, that's more than a whipping. A scourge was a cat o' 9 tails, which meant every time you were hit, it left 9 marks on your body, and you get 40 stripes. And actually, Jesus had over 280 bruises and cuts on his back before he went to the cross. People would often die from scourging. Very rarely would they scourge and crucify, because usually scourging would kill you. And so Jesus, from the loss of blood, is already dying before he even gets to the cross. Then they nail him to the cross. The crowd is shouting and insults at him the whole time. And everybody's left him. None of the disciples show up at the cross except one. John, the beloved disciple, is the only one who shows up. And everybody else has run away for fear of being arrested. In fact, who shows up are the women. Now, the women show up, and we know from reading Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John that there were either 4 or 6 women. We're not actually sure, because so many of them were named Mary. And so we're not sure if this Mary is another Mary or another Mary. We know Mary, the mother of Jesus, was there, Mary of Magdalene, Mary of Clopas, Salome. We know at least 4 to 6 women were there. Jesus looks down at his mother and his best friend, and he ignores the crowd, and in the quietness of that moment, he gives the 3rd word.